ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. See, one disciple has asked his master this question: Master, you told us that ultimately even our attachment to the master must also be dropped. But I do not understand how it is possible. How do we voluntarily cut off the joy we feel in the presence of the master, at the sight of you, and the sheer bliss of sitting at your feet? Please clarify. Then the master told the disciple like this: My dear, for the true disciple, the master or the guru is the last attachment. Because of this, because of your intense attachment to the master, all your attachments are gone and your whole energy of attachment becomes concentrated on the master only. So, it is no ordinary attachment. In ordinary life, you are attached to your wife, children, house, money, power, and all that, this and that. So there are thousands of attachments, and the power of your attachment is divided. But when all such other attachments have been dropped, your whole life energy focuses simply on the master only. See, we are told that the master is the father, mother, etc. And the master is everything. So, it is true that there comes a moment when all other attachments are gone and master is all, and now the master wants you to drop even that attachment to him too. So naturally it hurts the true disciple. But you remember, my dear, one is ready to drop the idea of enlightenment easily as one does not know what it is and as he has no experience about it. I mean the enlightenment. So he is ready to drop the idea of that enlightenment. But the beauty, the joy, the ecstasy of being with a master is now known, and it is your experienced fact. Now it is something that you have explored and found so juicy, that enlightenment, nirvana, moksha, etc. So they all look like dry words. See, when compared to the presence of the master. So such attachment is not only true in case of ordinary people, but even persons like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the great sage, even for him the problem was the same. So, the last barrier, that is attachment to the master, proves to be the hardest. So, in this regard, let us try to understand the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's situation, as it will be helpful for us to understand the attachment in depth. See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had dropped all attachments and he had focused his whole life energy on the mother goddess Kali, as you all know. She was his whole world. For others, the image of Mother Kali was a stone statue, but for him, she was the very source of life. So it was all his projection, but he was immensely happy. So he would dance, he would sing, and he would rejoice. There was no gap about his joy. See, you have to remember this. His joy was perfectly real. His ecstasy was perfectly real. His bliss was real, although it was based on his mental projection. So the projection, as far as the projection was unreal. So it is something like this. Someone may give you a stone which looks like a diamond and you are immensely happy. As far as your happiness is concerned, it is real. But as far as diamond is concerned, it is a fake one. So, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa could have left the world in the hallucination that he had been creating, and he had in fact created it with a tremendous effort. So, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa first was a unique individual, not an ordinary priest. So, he was professionally a priest in the Dakshineshwar temple in Calcutta. But his relationship with the goddess Kali was not that of a professional priest. See, sometimes he would dance the whole day till he fell unconscious. Sometimes he would lock the temple and would not open it for a few days. So it was reported to the owner of temple, Rani Rasamani, like this. This is a strange priest. Sometimes the temple is not opened at all, and sometimes it is not closed in the night. And this priest does not know how to worship. He brings food for goddess, but first he tastes it and then offer it to deity. So now this is absolutely against all scriptures, this kind of worship. First he should offer to goddess and distribute the same as a prasad, that means as a gift from divine to the devotees. So what he does is a sin. So when he tastes the food first and then offer to God, that is a sin what he does. So, no discipline. Sometimes the prayer starts in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, and sometimes it does not happen at all. So, on this, the owner of the temple, Rani Rasamani, called Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and told him, my dear, you should follow the scriptures. Then Ramakrishna said, I have never read any scriptures and I don't know and intend to read them at all. I am perfectly happy. My relationship with Mother Goddess is going as beautifully as it can be. So, once in a while, a quarrel happens in every relationship. Sometimes she is angry, sometimes I am angry, but this is how every relationship would be. Then Rani Rasamani said, you are mad, Ramakrishna. It is not a relationship. Then Ramakrishna said, then you can find another priest, because to me it is a relationship. So, one day he took the sword from the hand of goddess Kali and said to her like this, I will dance with this sword today. You have to appear by the sunset, and if you don't appear, I will cut off my head and you will lose your priest and you will not find another Ramakrishna. This is what he said to the goddess. As the sun was setting, he was dancing and about to cut his neck with the sword. And then he saw the transformation. There was no statue of Mother Kali. Mother Kali was smiling in a human form. So, the sword fell from his hands of Ramakrishna and he remained unconscious for 6 days continuously. So, the man would have left the body and would have been worshipped for centuries as enlightened, and it was only a psychological projection. So, then what happened is very interesting. Tautapuri, a great saint and sage, was a wandering master. So, perhaps he had gone to Dakshineswar only for Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and then he told Ramakrishna, see, what you are experiencing is your creation, and unless you go beyond it, you will never know the truth. Just one step more. Then he said further like this to Ramakrishna, see, when you see Mother Goddess in your meditation, what you do is take her sword and cut her into 2 pieces, and as though those 2 parts of the Mother Kali fall apart, the door will be opened to the beyond. So, at this, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said to Tautapuri, his master, even the very idea what you said hurts me. I cannot do it. But the master Tautapuri said, you will have to do it. So, see, the man, that means the master, the Tautapuri, had such a charisma. Ramakrishna had come in contact with so many people, but for the first time he had found someone who was worthy of being listened to. So the master said, I have come only for you, as you are living in an illusion and it can be dissolved. I know your illusion is very sweet, beautiful, and it is the most significant thing that you have known in your life, and so it is very hard to drop it. But you don't know. By dropping it, you will enter into something higher, which is not a 1000-fold more or a million more. The difference is not of quality, but the difference what you experience by dropping it is not of quantity but of quality. Once you have known it, then you will see that what you were doing was only a mind game. So that you did it well. But very few people do it so well and so totally. But you have succeeded in doing it. But now the final step has to be taken, my dear. Then Ramakrishna would sit with closed eyes in meditation, and tears would start flowing. So then the face becomes radiant. So Mother Goddess was present. That is an indication his face becomes radiant. And he forgot what the master said, that is to take the sword and cut her into two pieces. So he could not do it, and told the master the same after finishing his meditation. Then the master said to Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna, this is my last day here with you and your last chance in this life. So he brought, the master brought a piece of sharp glass and said, when I see your tears and face becoming radiant, I know that you are seeing Mother Goddess Kali, and I will cut your forehead with this glass exactly where you have to cut inside, because it exactly happens on the third eye. That image of Mother Kali. So just be courageous, as I will go away tomorrow. So accordingly, when Ramakrishna sat in the meditation again, and when his face has become radiant and tears were flowing from his from his eyes, the master has cut the forehead of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has gathered courage and did what the master said. That is, when the master has pierced that glass piece inside the third eye, that is on the forehead, so the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also has cut that inside that image what he was seeing, and that mother, the image of the Mother Kali fell apart into two pieces. So the statue of Kali fell in two parts and the door to the beyond opened. So he became utterly quiet and silent, opened his eyes, touched the feet of Master Totapuri and said, "You came to help this poor man. Your compassion is infinite. I had no idea what is beyond. I was just playing with mental toys." This is what Ramakrishna said to his master. So, after narrating the above situation of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the master continued further like this: "My dear, I understand your difficulty. You love to be in my presence. You feel fulfilled, contented, and you don't want anything more. But I am not satisfied because I know there is more. This is only the beginning. What you are experiencing now, it is only the beginning. And I will not allow you to be stuck only at the beginning. Every master has got his own method, and the master will not interfere in the growth of a disciple, and in fact would like him to grow spontaneously, my dear. But as far as attachment is concerned, it is a different problem, and master can simply disappear and slip out of the mind of a disciple. Master knows it is the imagination of the disciple. I mean the experience of disciple of the deity in human form. But to the disciple, it is not imagination, and it is a reality, the precious reality. And master continued, "When I can slip myself out of you and leave the door open for the beyond, there is no problem for the disciple. See, if the disciple wants, master can stand by the side of the disciple, and you can see without fear of being alone and without losing master's presence either. So you can see beyond. So once you have known the beyond, then there is no question of the presence of the master, because what you are getting in my presence, I mean whatever the joy, bliss, ecstasy and all that, whatever you are getting in my presence is only a drop, a dew drop, and once you get the whole ocean, you will not cling to dew drop. So you can enjoy my presence as much as you can, and when all your attachments have disappeared, and only when I am left, I mean the master is left, then it is the death of then it is the inherent duty of a master to disappear, and you need not do anything. So when that appropriate time comes, it is the duty of the master to disappear, and for that the disciple need not do anything. And the disciple is not going to be a loser. You will be gaining more. See, you will be gaining the universal. So, when you drop your last and only attachment even to the master, and the master will help you to drop even that attachment to him, to enable you to see the beyond, and then you can experience that infinite bliss, joy and ecstasy. So, thank you all.